Tobacco consumption is the leading cause of preventable death worldwide. In 1996, it was the cause of 3 million deaths, but it is estimated that at present it has increased more than 4 million, and if the epidemic trend is maintained by 2025, it will arrive to 10 million deaths per year. However, the situation in the developed world will increase by 50%, from 2 to 3 million deaths, while the rest will increase by 700%, from 1 to 7 million deaths per year. In addition, tobacco companies have shifted their efforts to new markets in developing countries. There was an increase in tobacco consumption of 50%. Although the suspected relationship between smoking and lung cancer was confirmed 50 years ago, its mechanism of action has recently been known. Other sequelae of this addiction are coronary heart disease, other cancer, and chronic lung disease, being also a very important risk factor for atherosclerosis. Half of the smokers die prematurely as a result of their addiction. But in addition to self-denial, the smoker harms other exponents of passive inhalation of cigarette smoke that is also associated with respiratory morbidity and high risk of lung cancer and heart disease. Smoking is one of the most important public health problems and is one of the leading preventable causes of death in the world. Each year, there are a large number of children and adolescents who begin to use tobacco, and most studies show that smokers have difficulty quitting because of the addictive effects of nicotine. The process by which smoking is acquired is not fully understood. It is widely accepted that several psychological and social factors lead to smoking, including demographic factors, social environment, personality, and psychosocial factors and biological factors. All these factors combine and interact with each other. Typical smokers are more affected, do not follow the advice, and adopt a passive attitude on the subject. Health professionals are considered by the population as the natural leaders of the fight against tobacco, but those who smoke are deteriorating their image not only by their disqualification, as an example, but also because their opinions on consumption are strongly influenced by dependence to nicotine. Therefore, any action against tobacco should begin by having opinion leaders with effective message and consistent with their actions. In addition, countries that decreased the prevalence of smoking among physicians observed a change in the same sense among the general population.
We conducted a study on earth for the students and the vital factor in tobacco consumption in students. In the survivor, 78% started smoking between the age of 15 and 18 years, 10% between 11 and 14 years, 6% after 18, and 4% before 10. Reasons why they're starting smoking. The key factor when starting out is a representative of the social group, with a 58% frequency. Those students with at least 2 friends are 6 times more likely to move from irregular smoking to intermediate smoking. The smoking parents are another fundamental variable, which increases the risk of smoking of the children by 26%. The role of mother is determining in daughters, since if smokers have a 36% probability of starting smoking. Boys are not influenced. 42% of the students survivors starting out of simple curiosity. How many cigarettes do you smoke a day? 52% of students consume 1 to 5 cigarettes a day, 40% of 6 to 10 cigarettes per day, and 8% more than 10 cigarettes a day. Without the consumption is not excessive, but is constant and therefore worrying. What do you think about smoking cessation? 76% of the students interviewed think that within 5 years still they will consume tobacco, with only 24% think they will leave it. This reflects the leading interest of future doctors in their own health. Why continue smoking? The environment in the rise is aggressive to count for the most of the time competitiveness. So students find in the cigarettes a help to control stress. 82% of the respondents continue to smoke for what it seems relaxed because they are facing different concerns. The main one is how to organize themselves in the while the 10% cannot stop their consuming is because they represent an addiction. One of the main reasons why people who smoke continue to do so is nicotine, which is a chemical contained in cigarettes that produce addiction. That's why 10% of the participants get not stop consuming, and over time, their body is accustomed to this substance and need more and more to feel good. When your body does not get nicotine, it can feel anion and quit smoking. This is called withdrawal symptoms. While a small number of respondents, represented by 8%, continue to smoke just because they like the taste.
How to increase your consumption in college? Only 4% of the students say they did not increase their consumption. 28% increase from 1 to 2 cigarettes a day, 8% from 3 to 4 cigarettes a day, while an important 6% of the students interviewed increased more than 5 cigarettes its consumption. This observation showed that the stress and pressure along with the other factors such as the social environment occasioned by the medical career can be a determinant factor in the increase in tobacco consumption. Are you aware of the damage it causes to your health? Most people are aware of the damage of tobacco in health, but only in general. This does not exclude students from medicine, because 90% of the respondents mention being aware of various diseases caused by their consumption, but do not know the magnitude of the risk to which they are exposed because although their consumption is for a length of 1 year or even less, can be established the state of carcinogenicity by exposure to smoke in a relatively short period. In the university, they talk about the danger to the which they are exposed. It is worrying that in a career focused on health, and as important as medicine, is only spoken in a general way of the consequence that this generates. As some of the students mentioned, having spoken in some of their class about it, however, not with the importance that is demanded. Conclusion. According to the research obtained, medical students tend to fall into addiction or increase the number of cigarettes they consume due to the stress that the university career represents. It is worrying that students of the medical profession consume harmful substances that are virtual health promoters. It is also important to take into account the fact that a greater contribution of information and campaigns is needed to reduce the number of smokers within